Okay, buddy, sorry, a lot of background noise. I'm hanging out at a coffee shop because this place is packed. So, I want to get into and just do a little primer on the diamond dot trade setups. I'm going to go into a quieter environment and get more into the technicals, details, and shoot some videos for the Pivot Point beta group on exact settings and related. But let's just kind of cover it a bit. I've got a whole bunch of new emails this morning, like I've had past few mornings and stuff, and people saying, "Hey, how do I get this set up?" or "What are the tools used?" and so on. So let me cover it. So I have two indicators. I have a PPG1, that's one of the core indicators of the Pivot Point trading group, beta group. And then I have an adaptive trend cloud indicator that's super unique. Let's get into indicators real quick. It's the only two indicators I have on the chart. Well, I have a quick drawing tool from Ninja down here. I'm excited to put that up, just grab quick drawing stuff quicker. So PPG indicator, I have that set up like that for now. This is a beta group, so I'm playing around with a lot of different time frames and settings, dialing in what eventually will be, I feel, the most efficient, one of the most efficient of many sets of settings and time frames. I've got guys killing gold, killing the ES, got some oil guys in the Pivot Point group, got a lot of NQ, MNQ guys. I think I can collectively, or I can feel collectively, they're starting to see the light that there's some gold in this cave. Gonna go pick it all out with their little pick hammers. So anyhow, I also have the adaptive trend cloud indicator that's part of the Pivot Point trading program. I've closed down, I've kind of closed down beta. Have a few more asking this morning to get in beta. I'm like, yeah, what the heck, you can come on in. But then there'll be an announcement later. This is all getting transitioned to its own thing, standalone program. And then every month there'll be about 2 to 3 new tools getting added, new tools. And eventually the website that will host all this stuff will be like an indicator store, and it'll be NT8 only. And it's basically something my programmers wanted to do for some time, as far as running the website, doing admin and related, and so on. So I know he's looking for help to help him do admin and run the site. He's based in Texas, so I think he's going to try to find somebody in that area that has some sort of background in trading, that would like to be part of, basically running a website that sells a bunch of trading tools to MT8 users and all that. I don't have time to do admin and be running any other website, so I'll leave that to them. But I can sure heck conceptualize new tools and keep adding more goodies to the mix going forward, as they just, whatever they want to support and do, I'll keep building it. But let's get into settings for the adaptive trend cloud. We have 2 moving average styles that are unique, not same old moving average garbage. 2 there. You can displace either one, and we have different length settings to change the responsiveness to price. So I will say the PPG1, I built it specifically to read symmetrical Rankos. It will work on other types of bar types, but boy, does it work good on symmetrical Rankos. The adaptive trend cloud, I built it to work on anything. And that's it. I just kind of put something together. I'll work with it in the future. I think I can get it dialed in even more. You could use it for quick scalping. You could use it for intraday position trading, this approach, and you could absolutely use this for swing trading. So there's a lot of capabilities here. But the diamond dot is just kind of something that I was visually observing, like, hey, that would be a good way to quick scale pivot points. So let's say somebody sees an M pattern after the market hits a key level, does a level sweep, and then maybe you don't want to hit it right on that. You're worried it's going to keep running. So then the market presents you an M pattern, and you have diamond dot. Now, since I'm looking to short the market, I don't like the setups as much when the diamond is lower than the dot on a short. So right here, after the level sweep, diamond dot, the look of the overall pattern of the indicator symbols, and these are outputs. All these are outputs for third-party tools, and all of these have sound alerts. So I like the look of that better. This one I don't like as much. So market gets in a downtrend, gives some lift, then I get a diamond dot where the dot is lower than the diamond. And remember, on my indicators, you can adjust how far the symbol is from the indicator. So you can really fine tune the angle according to those settings. So let's just say I waited and I took this diamond dot. So diamond dot, so when I see the diamond and then I hear the audible tone of one type, gets my attention. Hey, be ready if you get a dot. Get ready to click on your sell side, or maybe you're running an ATM, or maybe you're running some third-party tool, or you have already built-in bracketed trades. So basically, once you click the button, it takes it and runs it automated from there with a bracketed approach. So diamond dot, I get the dot, I hear the audible tone, I click the sell button, I have an ATM bracket, or maybe I do it manually, or maybe I'm using a third-party tool. And what you want to do for the time frame and instrument you're on, when you get the dot after diamond dot, take a look at about 5, 6 of them intraday and say, from my entry, how far was the distance to the price pivot or price pivoted? So look at about 5 of them on the day where you have a beautiful looking diamond dot. Take that number, take it, add them all up. So add all 5 of those examples together. Take that total amount of distance and ticks, and then divide it by 5. Whatever that is, now you know about where your stop needs to be on every setup for that instrument, for that time frame. Super, super simple exercise. You're averaging out the distance from your entry to the most recent pivot for that time frame for that instrument. Then, just like our automated strategies, hopefully you have a break-even threshold. Market gets to your break-even threshold. Any stop you have goes to break-even plus, and off to the races. Okay, for a long trade, I like to see the diamond lower than the dot. I hear the diamond audible tone. Get ready, I get ready. I hear the dot. Fire off my trade. I hit the buy market because I just want to get in quick with the ATM bracket or some third-party tool. My stop is out. I have a target out, 5 to 1, 4 to 1, whatever, wherever you want. Market starts running, hits my break-even threshold. That triggers my stop to go to break-even plus. Some of you then might be having the break-even stop trailing until it gets blipped out, and so on. But the key is I like to see in a short diamond higher than the dot, and for a long, I'd like to see the dot higher than the diamond. So the more angle to it, almost the better. Can they be perfectly sideways or almost sideways? That's fine, but I am noticing the momentum that's running in price from the moment of time the diamond fired off to the moment in time the dot fired off. The more linear in nature price is leaving that pivot, the lower the dot will be for a short, or the higher the dot will be for a long, if that makes sense. So that's the diamond and dot pattern. Now let me go into one of the indicators. Let's go into the PPG, for instance. If I want to make that slant a little bit more pronounced per trade setup, I can go into the PPG1. I can go down here into the dot percentage above price, and I can minimize it and make it even closer to the PPG1 indicator. So watch what happens to the dot positioning right here. I'm going to draw it a little bit closer to the indicator. Okay, I'm hitting apply. It's calculating. It's doing its thing. And you'll see that I can march it in closer and closer to the actual indicator. So you can kind of fine tune, and there you go. See, now it's more pronounced. Or I could go 0.7. And I'll just hit OK, and I'll leave it there. Wherever it calculates out, we'll leave it there. Now, I like to subdue my symmetrical Renkos. You can color them up if you want. I rather focus on the indicator and what it's showing me, not as much. I can see price, but I don't want it to be the most prominent item on my chart. Now see how much of an angle you can get on the diamond dot. So in the end, shape it to get a visually efficient look of the overall setup that you want. That's a little bit much for me, so I'm going to go back into the indicator and set it kind of like where I like to see it, get the visual look, so I can kind of judge how big of a slant is there between the two. So I'll just go to an 8, and I'll leave it there, and we'll call that good. And there we go. So that's about the look I like. 8.08 to 0.09 for this instrument for this time frame. As you change instruments and time frames, then you have to go and adjust and optimize everything for that. So on this particular instrument, with this particular candle on this particular settings, these are the settings that I like in the overall look of things. So there you go. That's a quick little overview on diamond and dot trade setups. For the group, you guys, I have a very detailed video in a quiet setting with all kinds of settings info for you, so you can go off and run off and set those up. And then you guys out there with third-party tools, you can make these all automated with whatever your criteria you want. I already know we got some traders that, they have the super bands on their chart. And, you're working. If you get a diamond dot outside the lower bands, you're going long. And if you get them above the bands, you're going short. You can absolutely do that and then optimize it to your liking too. So that's, outside in trading as markets move into dynamic, determined range of price on overbought and oversold areas measured dynamically. So there you have it, diamond and dot trade setups. If you have any questions, just let me know. We can kind of do the same thing with the AIQ1 indicator from the Algo IQ program. I can adjust the AIQ1 indicator so that I get about 2 dots per pivot swing by adjusting the step sizing. Then, anytime you get 2 sequential dots down, 2 sequential dots up into pivots, you can use those as actionable trade setups. Okay, there you have it. If you have any questions, info@gridalgo.com.